And the other three will get a little bit of a jump at the start. Benjamin Nelson will not jump.
Welcome everybody to Loudon, New Hampshire. We are here for the Go Fast Racing League Lazy Dayz K&N Series, live from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. About to get this race started. Here in just a few moments we're going to go to our national anthem, but first I want to go a little bit over this track. Very tricky here in New Hampshire. Very hot track, air temp at 82 degrees, wind speed out of southwest or southeast at 1.5 miles an hour. Not too bad there. However, the track temp well over 107 degrees. On this mile-and-a-half track, very flat mile-and-a-half track. Pretty much it is the equivalent to Martinsville Speedway with a bigger track. It's a little bit longer, so that's something to be thinking in front of tonight. Currently out on the board, practice times are being posted. Joe Burchett, Kyle Frame, Joshua Banks, your top three. Nate Anderson and Jeff Smith currently in the top five. We'll see who picks it up here tonight and gets the win. First out, let's go ahead and get our national anthem done. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know these guys sure do appreciate it as well, so we'll be right back here right after this.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Like I said, we're about to kick this race off here in just a few moments. We got a good field here tonight. 15 cars so far making the start here at New Hampshire. Go ahead, let me know your picks. Who will get the win here tonight? Let me know your thoughts on the race as well. Coming here tonight, the points. Todd Cray, currently your season leader, out in front right now by 116 points. However, is not here tonight at the moment. Kyle Frame currently in second, Nate Anderson in third. Out of the top drivers, that is in your top three, with Kyle Frame being second and now Joshua Banks being third. Kyle Frame currently sits second in the points with 116 back. So he could have a big night here to try to move up a few in points. Joe Burchett currently sitting 16th in points. Has been on the charge ever since joining the league, 6 races back, and does have 1 win on the season. Frame also has 2 wins on the season. And Todd Cray has 4. And a couple other guys in there as well have a few. Roy Schiavone, another one of them drivers that currently has a few wins. But all eyes are on New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Like I said, it's 1 mile track, very flat 1 mile track. Current seating capacity here at New Hampshire is 88,000. Don't know what that has to do with iRacing, but I just want to give you a little bit of track history. So why not? Some other stuff. We'll have some trivia tonight as well. I'm going to be your host, Adam Chapman. Nobody is joining me tonight. It'll just be me in the booth. And should be a fun race. Like I said, give me your thoughts on who picks up the win tonight. Kyle Frame just takes the lead over Joe Burchett in practice, so he moves up just a little bit. Not quite a tenth, but right there near it. Found a little something here at the end of practice. We'll see how it does during the race. As practice wraps up, we'll be getting this race under green here momentarily, as the ticker winds down. Also, I want to let everybody know that the Centerforce TV name will be changing. If you follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/CFRTV, everything's going to be changing over to what will be called Trackside Racing Network. Will be called that here within the near future, as the green flag waves on qualifying. Dylan Vose, who will currently be watching in the number 19 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, rolling out onto the track. See how he does here momentarily, as this is his out lap. Let's hop on board with Dylan and take a ride around this track. Going down into turn one, you can see Dylan sitting right near that middle groove. Up off turn two. Now he works on this short and narrow backstretch. We're going to have a lot of issues probably on the backstretch, especially coming off turn two. We're seeing a lot of guys get loose in this hot track temp. He's riding up against that outside groove. That is pretty much, this is, for the most part, personally, a one-lane racetrack. We're going to try to see multiple lanes, as they're going to have to try to go a little bit lower to pass some. We'll see how that works out. Dylan Vose currently in second out on track. We'll jump back a little bit further and look at Jack Williams, the driver in number 15, who hits the wall and spins around. So unfortunately for him, not going to be good. But here comes Skylar Allen, now looking to improve. Currently fourth on the board. So he works through turn number 3 and 4 into Lazy Dayz Sim Seats number 96. Crosses the start finish line. We'll see how he does. Last lap of 30.883. That lap was a 31.619. Let's see. Anybody else on track? Curtis Martin coming out on track. Number 03 U.S. Army Chevrolet. It looks like he's just going to take his time and finish his lap and start towards the back. Go back and check on the 61 Jeff Smith Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles car. We'll be watching him as he works down the backstretch. Has yet to put a lap down, so we'll be keeping an eye on him. Joe Burchett also rolling out of pits. Kyle Frame, still your leader. Joshua Banks jumps up to second right now on the board. Here comes the number 61 for his first lap, and his first lap will be solid lap there. As never mind, I was looking at the wrong person. That was not Jeff just now on his first lap now, as Joe Burchett, I believe, also on his first lap in the number 94 Swamp Dust car. So we'll be keeping an eye on both of them. Here goes Jeff now working into turn number 3 and 4. Nate Anderson jumps up to second with a 30.559. Here comes the number 61 car out of the turn 4, crosses the start finish line. He jumps up a little bit to the 4th position, so we'll keep an eye on that. Here comes Joe Burchett now working out of turn 3 and 4. Across the start finish line. Let's see how the number 94 Chevrolet does. He will jump up to the first spot. Wow, what a lap. 30.348 for the driver of that number 94 car. Great lap for Joe. Not quite done yet is Jeff Schmidt, who is still out on track. He's about to cross the start finish line. Will he pick up from his previous lap? He will not. He loses 2/10 on that lap. Joe Burchett still out on track right now. It looks like he's going to go ahead and bring it into pit road. Curtis Martin still waiting to finish. So is Eric Minch. Believe that's about it. I believe everybody else has the pole position down, or the qualifying lap down. So our pole sitter should be Joe Burchett, which would be his second. I'm waiting on you to get in here, Royce. We've been waiting now. Joe Burchett looking to pick up his second pole of the year. If anybody remembers, actually I lied, this would actually be his first pole of the year for the K&N series. So we'll see how Joe does. It's going to be tough to hold back Kyle Frame. We know Kyle's always fast, especially towards the end of the run. He figures something out towards the middle of the race, towards the end. So we got 120 laps, and should be a fun one. Hope these guys know they can actually cross the start-finish line and it would actually end qualifying. But either way, we'll just wait. Who's your pick to win out of all these guys tonight? Joe Burchett, Kyle Frame, Nate Anderson, your top three. Joshua Banks, Jeff Smith in 4th and 5th. John Morris back in 8th. Skylar Allen back in 9th. We'll see here momentarily as the clock ticks down. Let me know if the sound is not loud enough, by the way, guys, for the cars. I want to make sure y'all can hear them as well. Qualifying ends. Joe Burchett, your pole sitter. We'll be waiting for the drivers to grid as we take a look at our grid. Joe Burchett starting first alongside the number 57, Kyle Frame. Right beside him, it is Nate Anderson, Joshua Banks in row number 2. Row number 3, we got Jeff Smith and Dylan Vose rolling off in 6th place. Row number 4, we got James Finn in 7th, number 60, alongside the number 43 of John Morris. Skylar Allen Sr., the number 96, rolling off alongside Jeremy Rigney in 10th. Austin Marion, keep your eye on at number 65. He's been fast the past couple of weeks alongside Jack Williams. I believe this is actually his K&N debut. James Pandolf III, rolling off 13 alongside Curtis Martin at 03. And Eric Mitch will roll off in 15th. So as Joe grids up, we will go down and talk to the driver of the number 94 car. Hey, Joe, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Starting first place tonight, man, and overtake number 94 car Swamp Dust Chevrolet. Talk us through that lap. It looked like a really clean lap, rolled through the corners really nicely.
Yeah, I think the way Skylar and them set up the track for tonight, it's going to produce some fast racing. Yeah, that qualifying lap was pure luck. I actually caught a glimpse of Kyle Frame's lap at the end of practice, saw what he was doing, and actually applied it to my qualifying lap. And I was actually surprised I got down into the 3s. I thought I'd be somewhere in the 5s where Kyle and Nate were.
What is going to be the key? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you good?
What is going to be the key for you to be able to pick up the win tonight? We know tires are a big issue, especially on this flat track. It kind of drives like your home track, Martinsville, in a way. Could that come into play and help you a little bit as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's I call it Big Martinsville. It's definitely a flat track, but I think the key tonight will be to try to keep the tires on the car as long as possible between the pit runs and fuel runs. I think part of it will be is trying to keep that 57 behind me. It seems like he's going to have a quick car tonight. It's going to be definitely a battle between us two.
Yeah, so, I'm agreeing. Man, cool looking helmet, by the way. But go out there and get the win. I'll be watching and pulling for you, buddy.
All right, thank you, man.
That was Joe Burchett, driver of the number 94 car. Pretty cool looking helmet. As we get ready to go green here, you see alongside, looking on the front stretch, they're now on the back stretch. This is a very unique track. Braking is very important. Some guys over brake the corner, some guys under brake the corner. It can lead to trouble. I do expect cautions to happen. Question is going to be, when will they happen? As we wait for the pace car to pull off, there it should be going. There it goes. Green flag about to wave, and green flag is in the air here at New Hampshire for the New Hampshire 150 for the Lazy Dayz K&N Series. We work off into turn 1 already side by side with that number 57. Joe Burchett trying to keep the 57 Kyle Frame at bay. Spin behind on the 19 goes around. And I believe no caution may fly over that. Looks like they just had a little issue. Now someone else going around. That looks like Jeff Smith's off the track. And good for him. He kept it out of the wall. We got a lot of beating and banging all over the track. We'll continue to watch the battle up front for the lead. For the meantime, as these guys space out behind them, a lot of room now for Joe and Kyle to work near each other. It looks like Joe Burchett going to have that inside line. We'll take advantage of that and move up in front of Kyle Frame. A little bit further back, you can see that number 60 now of James Finn in that green car working alongside Curtis Martin in that 03. It don't look like Curtis is going to be able to get up there yet. And it looks like now Curtis is going to have his hands full currently now with the number 19. Dylan Vose, who works the high side in that blue and yellow Napa Chevrolet alongside that U.S. Army car. We work down in turn number 1. Curtis should do very good here as well. We've been seeing him get better and better every week. Alongside Nate Anderson, going to have a good run here on the outside. It looks like he's going to be able to squeeze by the 03 as well, so that's going to open up a little bit different strategy for some of these guys. Skylar Allen, one of our biggest movers right now, started back in the 9th position, now up to 5th. So he's working, and now he's going to take over 4th as James Finn gets into the wall coming off turn number 4 just a little bit. Single file for the most part all the way back. Stacking up a little bit behind them with Dylan Vose, and 3 wide right here for the moment. Looks like it's going to work out as Nate Anderson somehow squeezes in front of that 03, who is being worked on by the 65 of Austin Marion as the 65 drives it deep into the corner. Also trying to make some positions up. You can also see that 74 James Pandolf working on the back of 03. He makes a daring move to the inside, looking to take over that spot. You can make sure you catch James Pandolf on Tuesday nights for the Dynasty Racing League. You can actually see the front of his car. Really cool looking car, Dynasty Racing 2017 League. So we'll be broadcasting that as well here on Center Forest TV, soon to be Trackside Racing Network. So make sure you all stay tuned to watch that. Same time as these guys race, by the way. Just to throw that out there. So good to have James, and glad to be a part of that. Battle for the 10th or 11th spot. You see Joshua Banks and Jeremy Rigney now working side by side through the corner. The number 9 car of Joshua was really fast in practice. Unfortunately, though, he's back to 11th right now. Now 11th car of Rigney looks really fast as he's worked side by side. Right behind him, Jack Williams looks on in this battle. Riding on board with that 15 of Jack Williams, coming off turn number 4. Now looking to the inside of that 11 car. Dropping the number Layz 15 car tonight. Old Jimmy Johnson. A little bit of bump there for the 15 on that 11 car. Puts the bumper to him, trying to move him up the track. And Jack not going to be able to do it. Done a little bit of damage now on the side of that. It's very tough to pass here. And honestly, clean air is huge. As you see, Skylar Allen has worked his way up to that 3rd spot, but he does have a little bit of pressure behind him by that number 1 of Nate Anderson, them 2 are teammates as we go down into turn number 1. Oh, thanks a lot, Royce. I appreciate it, man. Here comes Nate now looking underneath the 96. You can see 96 got a little bit of damage on that back end. This is very unique racing here in New Hampshire. It drives like a short track, and it's not a short track, let's be honest, but it drives just like one. A lot of bang and banging can happen here, and you can see cars all over the place and leaning on each other, trying to make passes. As you see James Finn underneath the 60, he's going to try to put the pass on the low side. Now going into turn 2, not going to be able to do it as the 19 of Dylan Vose gets a good run out, jumps out back in front of the 60 car. Now it gets a little loose going in the corner, and we'll lose a couple spots here on exit. As now you see the 65, James Finn was able to get around it. Meanwhile, James Finn now working on the 1 of Nate Anderson, trying to take back the 4th spot. Looking to the inside, will that pay off? It's tough to pass on that low side. Looks like he's going to take that spot away and move into the 4th spot. Nate Anderson falls back to 5th. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, John Morris now being worked on by the 74. 3 wide, the 43 checks out of that. And now Joshua Banks was on the high side. James Pandolf really making a lot of aggressive moves here early on. Now up to the 8th or 9th spot, working on 8th as we come out of corner number 4. Down the straightaway, it looks like Joshua Banks is going to use that momentum to try to get back in front of him. But here comes that 74 car still being a little pesty right now to that number 9 car as he works into turn number 2. Looks to me like the Joshua Banks car will get off turn number 2 a little bit more clean with the momentum and stay in that number 8 spot. John Morris being passed by the 11 Jeremy Rigney. Jack Williams also there working on that number 43 car. as we come out of turn 4. Really nose to tail right here between the two. Pretty much throw them all underneath the blanket. Here comes the 15 now, looking underneath the 43. And it looks like the 15 or the 43 of John is just going to let him have it for now. As this race continues, everybody's chasing this guy out front. Joe Burchett has driven away right now. Currently has 12 laps. Has led every single lap so far to this day. Kyle Frame currently 1.2 seconds back, and it's been about that distance for the last 6 laps or so, so we'll keep an eye on that. Here comes James Finn now working on the number 96, Skylar Allen, who is still running in the 3rd spot. Skylar looking to have a big night here tonight, hopefully at New Hampshire. I know he was a little cautious about coming into this race, but right now looking really good and really fast out there, even with that damaged race car. Not sure how many X's he has. It looks like that back bumper took more than one hit. So if you get 12X in this race, you are disqualified. So you've got to keep an eye on that, as he's looking really racy tonight, though. I'm not sure who it was that got into the back of him. James Finn, though, however, looking to the inside of the 96. Gets a little loose and not going to be able to take that spot away. So he'll fall back in behind Skylar, try to run him back down. Meanwhile, this battle's still going on. You see some dust being kicked up right now. Nate Anderson being worked on by all 3 of these drivers. Nate actually got a little nose damage. I'm wondering if that's where Skylar got his rear end damage and contact between the 1 and 11. And that 11's pretty much been like a ping pong paddle all night, being bounced off of. And, or should I say the ping pong ball being bounced off the ping pong paddles, because he is all over the place right now trying to keep his car clean to the end. That's usually what we see the 11 of Jeremy do. Usually just mind his business, but right now a lot of people keep sliding up and getting into him as we continue green here on lap number 16. Make that lap number 17 now, I believe. No, 16 still, I apologize. And it looks like James Finn able to get by Skylar Allen. Almost opened the door for Dylan Vosen at number 19. You've got to keep your eye on that. Here he comes. Skylar looking back to the inside of Nate, or James, as he went a little wide there in turn 2, but it looks like that's going to balance itself out. Going to open the door for the 19, however. As we look down from our blimp, you can also see the battle. Joshua Banks slowly starting to work his way back up methodically. He is now up to the 6th position after falling back a couple spots early on during that little mishap we had at the green flag start. Everything right now has been clean and green for the most part. Couple little issues here and there of cars making contact with each other, but that's New Hampshire racing for you. That's one cool thing about this track. One reason why I think they should actually leave both races on the schedule for New Hampshire and take away Pocono for this series. Not only for real, or for the iRacing series, or for the real life series, I apologize. Looking back from the number 74, James Pandolf, looking back at Jeremy Rigby, who's running in 10th right now, right in front of Nate Anderson and John Morris. James currently in 9th after starting 13th, so he's slowly starting to work his way up here as well. Battle up front, pretty much still the same. About a 1.2 second gap between Joe Burchett and Kyle Frank. Has extended just a little bit as we come off turn 4. Not sure what the field limit will be right now. At the top of my head, I do not know. I'm guessing it's about 35 to 40, probably about 40 laps would be my guess. We still got a ways to go before that. Hopefully we'll be able to stay green and actually see that. That should be fun to see. Ooh, as you see the one Nate Anderson getting a little sideways right now off that turn. Tires are going to become an issue. That is one thing we know 100% to be true here. They will become an issue on this track. Right here, number 9, Joshua Banks underneath Skylar Allen, trying to move into the 4th spot. Contact right there between the 9 and 96. That's a little weird contact. It looks like Joshua Banks is going to be able to slide in front of Skylar Allen as he takes over 4th place. Skylar back to 5th. Now being worked on for that 5th spot is by Dylan Bose, who's looking to try to take that spot away. However, don't look like he's going to get to run out just yet. You can see a lot of marbles and stuff still being bounced around on this track. That will become an issue if these guys have hot tires and get up in that loose marbles and stuff on that high side, it could really become an issue. We'll see guys spinning out. Currently watching this battle for the 5th place. It's also starting to heat up a little bit for the 3rd spot. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Pretty much single file now all the way throughout the field. Your 2 biggest battles are up front for 3rd and for 4th, or 5th. Well, Skylar Allen gets a little loose off the corner. Looks like he's going to have his hands full here. Dylan Bowes takes another peek to the inside of that number 96 car as we work down into turn number 4. Skylar yet again gets to run out of the corner. Back up front for 3rd, Joshua Banks putting the pressure on right now. This number 60, James Finn. One of our biggest movers, although it shows that he actually started in 4th because he did. However, he went all the way back to, I believe, 11th or 12th under that first lap, whatever you want to call it, mishap, and had to work his way back up. Jack Williams working for 6th place now as he puts pressure on Dylan Bowes. This is a big battle. As you see that number, whoa, both of them get a little loose. The 15 goes a little high here, and the 19 gets a little loose. It looks like Jack Williams is going to have the momentum coming off turn number 2. He takes that spot away. Jack is really known for how well he runs through Hampshire. He's a very talented driver when it comes here in the truck. So I don't expect him to be having too bad of a night here in the K&N car as well. He does have a little bit of damage on that car. We'll see if he gets that fixed in the caution, if we have a caution, or what happens. Out front, it is still Joe Burchett putting a beat down right now on everybody. Currently 1.5 seconds ahead of Kyle Frame for 1st spot. Not far from going a lap down, Eric Lynch, who's got his hands full as well. Joe right now still running the fastest laps in the field compared to everybody. Clean air, a huge factor. There's Kyle Frame. You can see that number 57 car. I should love that paint scheme, by the way. Cool looking car. He's trying to run down. Eric Lynch moving out of the way for Joe Burchett. So, and it looks like he's also going to move out of the way from the 57 car. Double Zero maybe coming to pit road here. I'll be keeping my eyes on it as well. If they hit, or if he hits. Don't look like he is. Actually, I take it back. No, he is not. Alright, so let's go a little bit further back. Dylan Bowes now puts some pressure on the 74. James Pandolf, actually, I have to take that away. That's the 74 putting pressure on Dylan Bowes, and he's going to take that spot away with ease. Going on that high line, and here comes the 19 battling back a little bit, but the run out will help him as the 19 gets loose. Going to give way to Jeremy Rigby now, who's up on that high side, and may be able to take that as well. 19 of Bowes having a little bit of trouble here in this long run. Coming out of 4th, looks like Bowes is going to be able to slide up in front of the 11 if he chooses to. Not going to slide up there just yet. Here comes the 61. Jeff Smith looking at Nate Anderson. Not going to be able to get there, I don't think. Also open the door for John Morris to close the gap up a little bit. There's a ton of camber in the cars, I'm sure like that. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get a trivia question knocked out here on lap 30. We will answer it here in just a few moments. Let's go ahead and ask you this. Who has the NASCAR? You know what? Let's not ask that. That's a good question. Yeah, here we go. Who has the NASCAR series, the NASCAR Monster Energy Series qualifying record? It was set back in 2014, and he is currently a driver right now. Here we go, side by side, the 19 and the 74 Pandolf. Dylan Bose started up in 6th, currently back to 9th, battling for the 8th spot. Don't look like he should be able to get that now. Now what we got here, ooh, had to lift a little bit early, the 19, to let 74 in there. That could have been bad as he drives down in front of the 60, or behind the 65 of Austin Marion, who been pretty clean so far, starting in 11th up to 7th, having a solid night so far as this run continues. Now you're looking here at the 74, looking underneath the 65, not going to be able to do it just yet as we work through turn number 3 and 4. Looks like James Pandolf could get a run here, almost slides up into the 65, but he's going to have a run at the exit. Looking to the inside now, Austin Marion trying to hold on to the 7th spot. And it looks like he may have to give way. James Pandolf with the slide job, puts the pass on that 65, moves him up to the 7th spot. Still looking at Skylar Allen being worked on now by Jack Williams. This is the battle for the top 5 position. As we work out of turn number 4. Jack started way back in 12th position, currently running up in 6th, battling for 5th as he looks to the inside of 96. Skylar Allen going to try to use that momentum to get back in front. Jack Williams gets loose, so that's going to open the door for Skylar and let him take that spot back. I expect pit stops to be happening here within the next 10 or so laps as Jack and Skylar still running side by side, trying to figure out a way to get beside or get away from that 96. Jack right now with his hands full trying to work that inside. It's going to be tough right now on these old tires as Skylar drives in a little deep, but it looks like Jack Williams is going to be able to slide up in front of the 96 of Skylar, so move that number 15 up one more spot. Still out front, Joe Burchett still leading the way. And pit stops underway. 65 Austin Marion is on pit road. We will see what happens as this race continues. I want to say the tires have not fallen off as much as what I thought for our leader. Last time by, he was a little bit slower than Kyle Frame, not a ton slower, but he was just a little bit there. But not even a second fall off yet after 36 laps. I think that's pretty solid, especially for this track, as hot as it is. I do expect to see him on pit road, however, here within the next couple laps as he starts seeing some people putting pit stops down. He may try to stretch his to lap 40, that way he can do it on 40 lap intervals and pit on lap 40, then lap 80 if we stay green, as Austin Marion is down and away in his pit stall. The last time by, Burchett just a little bit faster than Kyle Frame. Not a lot, but a little bit. About a 10th last time by. We'll see here if anybody else is coming to pit road. Not just yet. We go back. Jeff Smith battling Nate Anderson. This is for the 9th position, and you can also see John Morris there. As Smith will drive down hard. This could be trouble as we go hard into turn number 3. That's going to run Nate a little bit wide here. It looks like Jeff going to be able to possibly take that. Nate Anderson with a big run through turns 3 and 4 on that high side, still side by side. And also Eric Minch now on pit road. Have had one driver actually out of the race, Curtis Martin. Seems like he is disconnected. That one's bad. Yeah, I look forward to that. We'll have a little preview of Eldora here in just a few moments as well, where these guys race next week. See Eric Minch actually on pit road. Oh, almost got a little loose there. 61 of Jeff Smith. He's still battling for that 9th spot against Nate Anderson. Now John Morris looking to the outside of him. Unless we see 61 on pit road here. No, we will not. A lot of guys I expect to be on pit road this time. I expect. Joe Burchett still staying out. Here comes Kyle Frame. He's going to bring it to pit road. I'm not surprised by that. I would expect Joe Burchett and a lot of other guys to follow here very soon. When they start noticing the leaders pit, I expect them to be there as well. I asked a question earlier, who was the lap qualifying record here at New Hampshire? The correct answer is Brad Keselowski. Kyle Frame's still on pit road right now. He will go one lap down. 13.8 second stop for Kyle. That's a great stop. And Joe Burchett coming down pit road. So our leader make her pit stop now, and that means the lead will go over to Joshua Banks unless he hits pit road here as well. A lot of green flag pit stops. James Finn also there. Joshua Banks takes the lead here on lap 43. Nobody else right now currently on pit road. Still see Joe Burchett taking 4 tires. He'll be down and away here in just 1 minute, and he's actually going to have a slow stop compared to Kyle Frame. This could be huge. About a 5/10 slower pit stop for Joe Burchett to Kyle Frame. We'll see where he comes out here in front, and it looks like Kyle Frame able to squeeze in front of Joe Burchett. That was your pass for the lead right there, as Kyle does move in front of Joe. That's what happens when you take new tires compared to old tires. 3-lap difference on them tires, and that is a big difference for Kyle. Now, he will be out front. We'll see if Joe's able to run him back down. I don't know if he'll quite be able to do that. We'll be watching it, though. Here comes the number 9, Joshua Banks. No, he's going to stay out one more lap at least. Still 8 guys who have not pitted yet. Jeremy Wrigley, John Morris, Jeff Smith, Dylan Bowes, James Pandolf, Skylar Allen, Jack Williams, and Joshua Banks currently have not pitted. Nate Anderson on pit road now. Actually, he's been in now for just a few moments. He's been in for a couple seconds. I wonder if he's getting some damage repair or what's going on, but we'll be watching that closely. Here comes Joshua Banks. Jack Williams should follow suit here as well. No, he will not. He's going to stay out. So that's going to be a first and second now to Jack and Skylar. And who else did we miss? James Pandolf currently back in third. The 65 has fresh tires. The 19 does not. Here comes... Oh, something just happened right there. Joshua Banks still on pit road. Here's your battle for the lead. That will happen. Joe Burchett working underneath Kyle Frame. You do have a lap car of Eric Minch. What's he going to do? He's going to go to the low side and let these guys race. We go down turn number 3. Make sure you guys check out the description. The link is in there, and you can make sure you go there, check out their website and all that. Get all the information on this league and the Down the Mike's Truck Series and the Lazy Dayz Xfinity Series, which will be broadcasting tomorrow night at the same time as tonight. So it should be a fun race. I believe it's 150 laps for the race tomorrow. We'll have live updates on our Facebook and Twitter. Tomorrow's race. I meant to do that tonight, but I got to get things started with the updates, so I did not do it tonight. A little surprised that we're seeing Jack Williams and guys like that staying out right now. I know Jack and Joe Bowes is in the same TeamSpeak lobby, so I figured they would have some kind of communication. We do got 6 drivers that are currently not pitted yet. Jeremy Wrigley being the last of them. John Morris, Dylan Bowes, James Pandolf, Skylar Allen, and Jack. You can see them on your ticker above. And it looks like Skylar Allen coming to pit road. I think that's a great call to go ahead and do that. So he's trying to run the field limit all the way out, it looks like. So about 49 laps is what you can go. Maybe a little bit more, as Jack's now on 49 lap tires. Actually, last time I was not a very bad lap, but 9 tenths off the best lap from Jack Williams. Watching that as this battle's still going on. This will be for the lead once it all cycles through. Oh, contact! And around goes Kyle Frame with contact by Joe. Oh, and hard into the wall, the 57. And I'm not sure what that was. I think it's a possibility there was a lap car there, and that is not good. Joe Burchett looked to the inside. We'll get a look here from our blimp. There may have been contact. Jack and Joe may have actually put the bumper to him a little bit. Go back a little bit further. Oh, it looks like they was both going for the same real estate. Looked like racing to me, and unfortunately for Kyle Frame, he's going to go upside down. One more look at this. There's your answer. Just went around. And unfortunately, there's your impact. So all this works out with Jack Williams in favor. I actually thought we'd see a lot more guys pit there, but Jack Williams played out for him pretty well. He's going to have the freshest tires on the track. Him and Skyler and all them guys should be good to go. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Hi guys, I'm Scott Speed, driver of this amazing Volkswagen Beetle GRC car. I got good news for the iRacing fam. We got this coming in. I'm currently working on it myself personally to make sure that it is as accurate as possible. With the addition of dirt and now this mean car, it is going to be so fun. And it's going to be available free to all the iRacing members. Personally, I can't wait to get out there and race you guys on it.
You know, racing the truck at Eldora versus, say, racing a sprint car at Eldora, it's not even comparable. It's just really slow motion. The car kind of floats around more. Challenging because they are so heavy, and it's just way different.
Yes, sir. That's right. Next week, the iRacing C-Class Truck Series goes to Eldora, and so do we. We'll be live from Thursday night for the Go Fast Racing Week at Eldora. That's going to be a blast. Make sure you all tune in for that. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. It's 100 laps around Eldora's dirt track. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. Just look for a lot of banged-up trucks. Should be a blast anyway. Pace car about ready to pull off. We're getting ready to go back green. Joe Burchett did get the EOL for a wreck that just happened, so he'll be starting at the tail end of the longest line. Pace car pulls in. Green flag is out. James Finn, Jack Williams out front. And that is something that we did not think we would hear after that last few caution laps. But here we go. James now able to take the lead. Here comes Jack Williams strong back on the outside. Look for that high line to get a big run. And it will. Jack Williams will go to the point here at New Hampshire. Take the lead away from James Bennett on lap number 55. Here comes Dylan Bowes also there looking underneath the number 60 car. Trying to make a move up. You can also see that number 9 car, Joshua Banks. Do not be surprised if we see him get a big run and try to take away a couple of these positions as well. And it looks like he will take away the spot from Dylan Bowes. Now Joshua moves into the third spot. We spoke a little bit about Joe Burchett. Here he is, almost getting contact with Eric Mintz just now. This is the only bad thing about being in traffic is you don't know where each other's braking zones are. And after Joe's EOL, he's going to be having to start to the inside now. He looks underneath Skylar Allen. We know Joe is fast, but will he be able to get back up there? It's tough to pass here on a long run, so we'll be watching that very closely as he works underneath number 96. Don't look like he's going to be able to do it just yet as the high line prevails. There's 96 now working underneath John Morris. Joe Burchett also looking to the high line. This could be helpful. We'll see which line prevails. And it looks like Skylar gets a little loose on exit. Joe Burchett looking to the high side of him. As Skylar now will just give up that spot, fall back to the 9th place. Joe Burchett slowly starting to work his way up, looking underneath the 43 of John Morris. Now coming out of turn 2, Skylar Allen scraping the wall just a little bit. Here comes the 61. You can see the 94 going by as well. The 61 now, Jeff Smith working underneath Skylar. Don't think he's going to be able to get that. He will not. Out front is all Jack Williams right now, leading Joshua Banks, who just moved into second by 7/10 of a second. Joshua Banks, though, is faster. Now we got a battle for third. Dylan Bowes, James Finn. Looks like the 60 will prevail on that one as well. And last time by, Joshua Banks just a little bit faster, slowly starting to reel in his 15 car as we stay green here at lap number 60. May have a special guest joining us in a booth, and it'd be very cool to have him in here. We'll wait and see what happens if he wants to. All right, we'll go ahead and bring him in. I would like to welcome in Kyle Freeman. Kyle, honored to have you here.
Appreciate it. Thanks for calling me.
I know that you got taken out just a minute ago. I don't know if there was any intent or whatever, but unfortunately ended your night. How tough is this place to drive right now in these cars?
You know, it's pretty tough actually. It's if you don't drive the right line, you end up really loose off, and it can make for a very difficult race car to drive.
Currently watching Jack Williams being run down by Joshua Banks right now. This is actually a battle for the top spot right now. Jack currently out in the lead, has led 13 laps, started back in 12th. Joshua has been fast all night. Not sure what happened there at the start of the race, but that's what got him so far back. So you see him slowly working his way up. Is there anybody out there that you're impressed by watching them drive tonight that you think that maybe he'll pull off this win?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun battling with Joe, so I'm pulling for him. I know it's a tough break. Oh, looks like yellow's out somewhere.
19. Dylan Bowes goes around after exit of turn 2 as we take a replay of this. But go ahead. You can go ahead and continue.
Yeah, I'm just kind of pulling for Joe. He's got a really fast race car, and he knows what he's doing when it comes to driving this track. So I'm pulling for him.
Now you actually race in real life, and by the way, congratulations. I know you just won again the other day, not too long ago. I think it was last week, I believe.
Yeah, thank you.
So congratulations on that. But how does iRacing help you? Actually, I've always wondered that. I've never actually really talked to a lot of people that actually win and stuff like that in real race cars. But does iRacing help you in here whatsoever for your real race car as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's really hard to explain how it helps. I'm going to leave it at that. It does help me.
Okay, that's interesting. I know that, you know, like a lot of NASCAR drivers, some of them get on iRacing, and I know some of the other big top tier NASCAR drivers got their own type of simulator, but I was always curious about that. As we see pit stops now, it looks like Jack Williams, everybody going to come in. How long was Phil run? Do you remember, like 49?
Anywhere. I didn't run a full run, but I ran anywhere from 50 to 60 laps, I would imagine.
Okay. So it looks like the 61 is going to stay out. He's going to stay out and lead a lap. I thought actually he may have been a lap down. That he was a lap down.
Yeah, it looks like he is.
So we'll watch the race off pit road. And you can see Joe Burchett in that number 1 pit stop. And down and away, it looks like Jack Williams won the race off pit road. That was a 14.17 second stop. And Joshua Banks with a 13.82 second stop, which was the fastest
James
stop.
Finn coming off 3rd.
Yep, James Finn comes off 3rd. Austin Marion comes off 4th, and Joe Burchett in 5th. Interesting track here, Colin. We spoke about it just a second ago. How tough is the braking zones? I've seen it a lot. It can cause a wreck, especially if you don't know where other people brake at, especially here. How tough is it whenever you're in traffic and you're going into turn 1?
The easiest thing to do in traffic when you're going into any turn on any short track is to brake earlier than you think you need to, because more than likely the person in front of you is going to do the same thing. So to be on the safe side, brake early.
I spoke to Joe a little bit whenever he got to pole here in this race. He said his track reminds him of a big Martinsville. Of course, you drive, a little bit different on the outside of the turn. You don't drive right on the yellow line. But do you see that as well?
Yeah, I could definitely see where he's saying that. It's a little different driving the high line versus the low line, but yeah, I could see it.
I think this is, how many flat tracks do we actually go to? Maybe just, if you want to count Phoenix, it ain't really flat, but I guess this one at Martinsville will be about the only really flat tracks we do go to. Next week, you racing dirt next week?
Absolutely.
That's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's going to be a blast. What is that race? 110 laps?
I believe it's 112.
112? Okay. I know that, a lot of guys won't race dirt on iRacing because they don't have the iRacing class yet for the dirt cars. But, man, that's going to be a blast, especially at Eldora. Especially if we get a big field. I'm anxious to see how quick the track dries out and how tough that place becomes.
Yeah, when you get a lot of cars on that track will dry out really quickly. It makes for a lot of fast racing. You can go faster in the trucks on a dry track.
You should be pretty good there. That seems like your type of racing. I don't know. It just seems like it fits your style pretty good. It's pretty interesting to see if you're able to get the win.
I need one, that's for sure. I will say this, though. These practice that Eric Mitch has been holding has been helping me a lot, because at first I had no idea how to drive those things on dirt. Now I think I've got the hang of it.
I tried driving one on dirt, man. Good luck. Because it is insane.
Tough.
Like, I don't know. I feel like the back end never kicks around for me like I wanted to. It just drives straight plows right into the wall.
Yeah, it can.
Alright, so the pace car about to drop off. It is Jack Williams, Joshua Banks. Pace car is in. And green flag is out. And we're back to green. As you see the outside line slowly getting pushed.
Yeah, Joe got a pretty good jump.
Outside, sorry.
That outside line is it's a favorite line on restarts. Ooh, getting pretty congested there.
Joshua Banks with a good run on the exit of turn number 2. You want to be on that higher line for the exits with the momentum carrying. That's where we're seeing a lot of people pass anyway, especially on the long run. It's tough to pass on that low side, especially here. And there's why. Oh man, that's a big wreck.
That's gonna take out a good amount. Skylar barely squeezing through that one.
Oh wow, let's go up in our blimp. That was a huge wreck. Here we come off turn number 4. It looks like Jack Williams may have came up. I believe that's what happened. Yep, he came up into the 9. Around goes the 9, and around goes everybody else. It's actually Skylar may have got a little bit of damage on his right front. Let's try to hop on board with him.
I'd be interested to see that.
Riding on board with Skylar Allen, who's right behind all this. He actually did not hit the wall. Wow.
Really?
That's impressive. Good for him. Skylar's had such bad luck this season. It's about time something when he's late. I mean, let's be honest. He almost got caught up in that when a wreck that nothing to do with him, and almost got caught up in it again. But at the end, he worked his way out and made it through it pretty cleanly. Do you pit here?
Probably not, honestly.
I didn't think so.
You only got 1 lap on the tires.
Yeah, 5 laps.
You got a few laps on the tires.
So yeah, you're right. All right, let's bring in Skylar Allen. Let's get a quick interview with him. I want to talk to him about, well, that. If I can find him, is he even in Tennessee? There he is. Let's see if I can break him. Hey, Skylar, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you finally made it through a wreck, buddy.
I know.
That was a
got
close
through that
one. Talk us through that. What was you seeing?
I saw the leader starting to wreck, and I saw an opportunity to take the wall, and I had to be careful because I've been run into the back of twice tonight. So one more 4X, and I'm going to be out of here. So I was trying to take the path of least incident there, and I felt like the wall was going to be it. So I drug the wall a little bit. Be interesting to see if the damage on the outside here is going to hurt me much or not.
Don't really look like it. From my view, it don't look like your car's beat up really that bad. I see way worse cars, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling for you.
I'm having fun out here. This has been one of my better races in this series this year. It's been a lot of fun running up front, and I know 2 of the stronger cars just got taken out, so see what I can go up here and make of this. I was faster than the 74 earlier, so let's go see if I can outrun him in the 94.
You know, Kyle
Do you think you can catch the 94?
Yeah, do you think?
I think I can catch the 94.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like, I don't know, and it might have been a different car that I was around earlier, and I thought they had some pretty significant right side damage.
How tough is this place to pass?
Oh, it's tough, and I know it's got a lot of guys' frustration levels high because everybody wants to hold that higher line and they don't want to let anybody by. Because if you let somebody by, you're not going to get back around them, and so you really have to, you know, a lot of races you're give and take, and this is one series where you're a lot of just, I wouldn't say take, but you're definitely guarding your position.
I agree. All right, man, get up there and see if you can get the win. Good luck.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, buddy. Let me ask you, Kyle, since you're in here, how much on this track do you got to use the bumper?
If you're trying to pass, you're definitely going to have to use the bumper if you're the faster car, because it's very difficult to pass here, and that's one of the things that I knew going into it. So that's why I had to get out in front of Joe.
Yeah, we've seen that you did the early pit stop, and which ultimately led for you getting out front, and we watched you until battle and of course what happened. But we got, let's see, how many laps left? 50. Yeah, 50 laps left, so we're going to have one more green flag pit stop. So it should be interesting to see if somebody does pair like you did. We know it works, so what are you watching? Pace car about to pull in. And there it goes, and green flag about to wave, and green flag's out. It's that inside the road, got a little stacked up there, but that's going to be okay. Joe the chip and change the handoff going down into turn number 1. And looks like Joe should have the inside line and momentum. He will. Will he slide him in front? No, he's going to keep the low line. Looks like he is able to clear him, so that moves Joe out front.
74
now,
into the wall a little bit.
Yeah, you see Skylar Allen looking to go 3 wide here, and this could get ugly fast.
That's scary.
Really drove it in. He did take away 3rd, though, and it looks like Dylan Bowe's also taking away what happened to Jeff Smith. He's going to fall back into the 5th position. Also, another wreck, 65, and the 0-0. And caution flies. Wow, that's a big one. Another big one.
Yeah, see, you try to take that low line.
See what happened here as we look high above. Yeah, 65 really drove it in. Looked like the Jeff was also coming down a little bit, and the 65 was coming up, but 65 really drove it in hard, looks like, from that angle. And Eric Minch just unfortunately caught up in it. Now, you was actually coming in. I know that this point standings are not, you know, by the chase. They don't have the chase in this series.
Correct.
But you're second in points. However, Todd Cray not here. There should still be a chance for you to be able to catch him in the points. You think you got a chance to be able to do that?
You know, I'd like to say yes, but I would need him to not show up for another couple of races.
Right. Yeah, he's a tough guy to pass. He's a tough guy to race around.
Absolutely.
Really
He's very difficult to pass.
Yeah. We noticed that a couple weeks ago, and as you see James Pantoff coming on pit road, Skylar Allen going to stay out. Moves him up to second. Skylar actually getting a little lucky surprises here tonight. I guess it's good that luck actually finally goes his way. Dylan Bowe is also staying out. Meanwhile, everybody else on pit road, James Pantoff, John Morris, Jeff Smith, Joshua Banks. Race was really clean at first, and now we're seeing their cautions, but that's what happens. So,
Under halfway, it's go time.
It is. All right, guys, we're going to step away. We'll be right back after a quick break and wrap this thing up. We're back here at New Hampshire Speedway for the Lazy Dayz K&N Series. Just talking to Kyle Frame, who's with me in the booth tonight. After he got wrecked out, he was speaking about his real race, won back-to-back races, and currently sitting third in points. So it'd be cool for you to win the championship. That'd be pretty awesome. Have you ever won a championship before?
No, this is only my second year racing.
Oh, really? So. That'd be pretty impressive then.
And last year they didn't even do a points, so.
Really? So that'd be really big for you if you can actually win the first points championship. All right, Joe Burchett, Skylar Allen, your front row. Both have 13 laps on their tires. We'll see what it does. Jeff Smith back in fourth, and Dylan Bowe. Dylan Bowe's car don't look like it's got a ton of damage. He may be the one to watch out for as well. As the pace car pulls in, green flag is
Skylar needs a good jump here. Not gonna do it. It might have.
Wheel spin, a big issue here.
Depends on tire wear. Looks like they both got 15 laps on their tires, so maybe not, but it's possible.
You see Dylan Bowe's. Dylan actually has 9 laps on his tires as well. Is that, Jeff right now, we see him got 3 laps on his tires, but with that damage, do you think he's got an advantage? I mean, they've only actually been like, say, 7 laps on the green tires. Is that a big advantage if you just pitted just a few minutes ago?
I would say yes. Considering that may be the last caution with only 7 cars out there.
So it looks like everybody's single file right now. Everybody trying just to make it to the end for the most part, it looks like. James Pantoff's still in this race though. His car looks really clean as well. Got a little bit of damage on the back bumper. Skylar now trying to hold on to the second spot. Bo's looking underneath him, but that outside line should be able to help Skylar in that wheel. Looking back from Skylar's car. You see that number 19 Napa. Such a tough place to race.
It really is. It's even harder to pass. Those Cup guys make it look easy.
We actually, Joe, we was in a practice today. Joe was actually watching the Cup guys, how they was getting around there. And someone was going like 28, or I don't know, it was like amazing laps. I forgot what it was. And they was just making it look so easy. He was trying to figure out how they was doing it, and it was just like almost impossible. So,
yeah, it was a little cool up there today. So
that may have been wide grip and stuff like that. This track's actually pretty warm.
Plus they put that VHT compound down.
Oh yeah, I forgot they put the grip down.
Yeah,
Did you ever race
right
on
now
that?
108 on
The compound.
no.
Okay, I didn't know if you ever had it or not.
Our track will put Coca-Cola down sometimes.
Okay. So kind of like what they do in the NASCAR pits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it actually make that big of a difference?
Maybe on the slick tires, but for us on street tires, we can't really tell.
Okay. That makes sense. Skyler doing a good job right now holding off Dylan.
What a good example of how difficult it is to pass.
Yeah. I mean, we see, Jeff back there. He's got 7 lap fresher tires than these guys in front of him. He's not really doing much. Same as James. James actually, his car don't look really damaged, and he's having trouble trying to figure out a way around them as well. Joe pretty much is gone. He's out to a 2-second lead. Not super surprised, honestly. He was out front of you, I think, only by a second, and then you pitted early. You was about the only guy that was out there at the time. Well, of course, we had a lot of guys now that had damage, but really it was just you and Joe and Kyle show, pretty much. You two guys was pretty much the class of the field for the most part. We know
yeah,
Joshua
I think we were
Banks
at
was
10
fast.
seconds out at one point.
Yeah, so I mean, you and Joshua Banks was fast, but what happened to him at the start? And right now, I think he's got a lot of damage on his car, so he's really underpowered. You see the front of his car, not really up to speed. 32 seconds last time by for his lap, so really underpowered.
I was going to say I was looking for him to catch us, but I never saw him, so I wasn't sure what happened at the beginning.
I don't know what happened at the start of the race. I see somebody spin, and he actually went way back. He went all the way back to 12th on that start, so I don't know what happened. The fastest guy on track is Joe Burchett. Second fastest would be James Lemon right now. And that's a big difference. It's 2 tenths faster.
2.5 tenths.
And the lead has grown out to 3 seconds for the driver of the 94. A little bit further back, you can still see Skyler right now leading the way in the second group.
The 9 looks really off pace. Did he blow up?
That's a good question.
No, he's still running.
32.6 seconds last time I see. Yeah, he's got to be worried about the temps though. You would think anyway. Next week, the K&N gets a little bit more interesting. We go from this track to a unique track. I believe it's Indianapolis next week for the K&N series. It is. Are you planning on racing the K&N next week?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, the only race that I don't race is the Xfinity, just because
you're racing. I forgot if you race on Friday or Saturday. Indianapolis in the K&N series is going to be fun. Let's just be honest, it'll be unique, I guess. Should see some very fast races. You ever raced Indy in these cars before?
I have not raced Indy in any of these cars.
I haven't either. I've raced them in the Xfinity. That's about it. And the trucks, I think, once, but never touched it in the K&N. It should be fun. And I think the Xfinity, also goes there next week as well.
16 got a little loose there.
Now side by side, the 74, James Randolph racing Dylan Bowes right now. See which line prevails. And Jeff actually falling back a couple spots. Looks like
James
Dylan,
on those new tires, he might have a good shot going on the inside.
just a little bit of damage. His car, for the most part, really clean. He's looking to the higher line right now, taking a little bit higher entry than the 19 car. There goes the 19. Whoa, good save.
Ooh, yeah, good save.
That could have been bad. He is going to lose 2 spots, so he'll fall back to 5th. And Jeff will actually fall right in front of him. John Moore's having a decent run, though. I don't want to, point fingers or anything, because it definitely wasn't on purpose, but John was also one of the cars that whenever you got wrecked by Joe,
Yeah.
that was, you know, he wasn't doing nothing wrong. He was in the right spot at the right, you know, he was just in the wrong spot at the
Right.
right time.
No, I agree.
So, you know, whenever you're coming up on lap traffic, it's got to be somewhat tough from your standpoint to try to figure out a way around it.
Yeah, we were coming up on him so fast. He didn't have much time to react, and I was trying to hold Joe off at the same time. So it was kind of racing. I mean, it was racing.
Yeah, Joe. I was talking to Joe about it during the commercial break. He's like, that was definitely not on purpose. He's like, he said I had to write him and apologize. So, and I think everybody in here knows Joe's a really clean racer for the most part. I mean, he races aggressive sometimes when he needs to, but I think everybody does. But he's a really clean racer. I mean, I say that when I'm on my team a little bit too, because you know he really is a clean racer. And
Ooh, 16 a little loose again.
yeah, a couple times he's been loose coming off in the corners. What turn on this track to you is the toughest?
Turn 2. Absolutely turn 2.
Is there a reason for that, you think, or is it, you know?
There's a bump right at the exit, and if you hit it wrong, it'll snap the car loose.
That explains what I've been hitting.
Yeah, if you're not careful, and you hit that bump wrong, it'll snap your car loose.
This is one track where I wish I raced with it would take it off. It's a fun track to broadcast. I love broadcasting it. I love watching the races here because they're really close, like we've seen tonight. But man, it is so tough. Oh, I thought I seen the 43 go up into the wall. Just went a little high. Looks like I thought the 9 was actually done, but he's not. He's still running 32-second laps. Everybody else right now.
Around.
He's not a lap down yet, so you never know if something happens, you know, to one of these top 5 guys. He can have a chance at a top, you know, move up a spot or something.
And the way they're racing, it might.
James Pandoff, Jeff Smith, and Dylan Bose all still nose to tail.
Ooh, 16 looking under the 74.
Close. That was really close. That's tough, man. You can see that Jeff wants to try to get around him. And right there is the definition of what we talked about earlier about over-braking and under-braking. He almost got to the back of James, but this may open the door for the 19 car. He's going to have the high line on the straightaway.
That outside is the preferred line.
See if he's able to make this pass on that high line.
He overdrove it a little bit.
Should have a great run off, but looks like Jeff may slide up in front of him. No, he will not. Wow.
You almost have to set your passes up for multiple laps here.
It's got to be, you know, it's got to be frustrating as a driver when you're trying to pass somebody and, you know, you're faster, but you can't pass them. I mean, it really got to be
in that situation, you really just have to save your tires and wait for them to burn theirs off, or just put the pressure on them so hard and make them make a mistake.
Or use the bumper.
or move them.
So Joe Burchett looking to try to get his second win of the season. Skylar Allen looking, I believe, what would be his best finish of the season if he's able to hold
Skylar's
on.
having a great run.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Looks like the 9 finally did go down a lap. So.
Let's see, Skylar Allen, where did he finish last week? He finished 9th last week. He wasn't very happy about that. I'm trying to look and see. Actually, he does not have a top 5 yet this season in the league. Wow.
Yeah, I think this will be definitely his best finish out of all the series.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I don't know if he's actually got a top 3 in the series. Maybe 1. I'm not sure.
I think he might have 1.
You came into this race 116 behind Todd, and let's see where you actually will finish. 12th, I believe.
Probably going to round up to 12th, yeah.
So that could be a little bit. You'll gain some points on him, which is good. But, you know, like you said, you're going to probably have to have him miss just a couple more races. We'll see what happens towards the end. We are past halfway now on the season. This will be like 17 or 34 races.
Looks like the 9 did pull it down the pit road there.
Looks like he's comfortable finishing 7th, I think. Maybe he realized that he's not going to make up no more spots, maybe.
Probably a good call.
Yeah, I agree. So he'll pull it down there and probably be done for the night. Joe Burchett still leading the way. The battle's still back here for 4th right now. And
You said the 19 got around the 74 there too.
Layz has been fast. He's been actually fast the last few weeks. He's just been in the wrong place at the wrong time tonight. His car's still
He's
really
actually
clean.
second fastest the previous lap.
His car's really clean too. This race, I'm actually surprised it really is that clean for as many races what we've had. Which we ain't had a ton of wrecks. We're taking a look real fast at our race summary. We've only had 4 cautions for 14 laps. Not too bad for 100 laps completed. Lead changes, 8 lead changes tonight. A lot of that was under, green flag pit stops, but it looks like.
You think the 19 will be able to run down Skyler?
That's what I was sitting there thinking. He was a little bit faster that time by. Not a big advantage, but he was a little bit faster. There's a chance, yeah. I mean, he's definitely got a chance to run him down, I think. Skyler's not very far. I thought he was further than that, ahead of him. He's only, what, 8 tenths? Take him a little bit?
He's not far.
Actually, all 3 of these guys right here still have a chance to run down 2nd place.
Yeah, he can throw a blanket over all of them.
Yeah, last time by, Skyler way slower last time by, 3 tenths slower than the 19. If he keeps running them laps, yeah, he'll definitely be able to catch him.
Fastest of those 4 was Jeff Smith.
What worries me the most, though, Dylan, every time he starts catching somebody, it's going to be hard to pass for one. He really gets loose coming out of exit a lot. I've noticed that he's done a great job of saving it numerous times. And we've seen him spin once. But this time as they crossed the line, yeah, he's still faster. Dylan was.
He's got to be careful coming off the turns like that, because if he doesn't, then he'll really burn those tires up, and the other 2 behind him will catch him.
That time by Dylan was not very much slower than Joe. A 2.39 for Joe and a 2.68 for Dylan. So, but I don't think he's going to catch Joe.
I don't think Joe's got much to worry about.
Yeah. So I don't think he'll be. I think he'll be okay with that. So Skyler right now is going to have his hands full. No matter what, he's still looking at his best finish unless something happens. But that time around,
yeah, go ahead.
See, that time around, James Pandolf was the fastest out of them 4.
Yeah, these 4 are really close together. I'm interested to see what happens between these 4.
Especially when the laps start really ticking down. It's about 5 or 10 to go.
That, and with how difficult it is to pass here, man, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be tough, yeah, you're right. It's going to be super tough to pass, we know that. That time by, it was Dylan once again. A little bit faster. Jeff Smith was the fastest last time by, however. Here comes the 19, looking underneath 96. Skyler with the run out, though. You can see the... Oh, this is going to be close. Wow. Good racing right now for 2nd place.
Yeah, Dylan's got to be careful, because if he stays in there too long, he'll really burn his tires up.
Skyler's got to be careful as well. We talked to him a minute ago. He said that he had 8X, so if he gets another 4X, he's gone. And that wouldn't be good at all for him. But yeah, you're right. The tires can burn up quite a bit. Now my question is, I don't know what fuel run is. Skyler and Joe has been out there for 43 laps.
Oh, they should be all right. If anything, they'll be maybe a couple short, if anything.
I think they'll be okay. I know Joe runs the that one out, but I forgot what it is that helps him. I forgot what it is off the top of my head. It shows him. I know that he was 4 gallons short. Oh, Jeff Smith, what a save!
The sim racing app shows that you can make it 55 laps.
Okay, so if that's the case, they're going to be about 1 lap short. We may actually start seeing Joe save a little bit if he is short. Which actually
That'd be a good call by him.
Yeah, I actually thought if he was short, you'd think he'd already be doing that now. So we'll see.
Skyler probably needs to do the same, but I don't know if he's going to be able to with those guys so close behind him.
That's true. How much do you really want to say? You've got a point on that one. We know for sure that Dylan and James and all them is good to go.
Absolutely.
Him for 2nd place. Layz and Skyler Allen. Don't look like he's going to be able to get there again. Oh, James Pandolf hard.
Oh, 74 hard in the wall.
first time I think I've actually seen him hit the wall harder than that. Off turn number 2, 19, still trailing Skylar Allen. Last time by it was Dylan Bowes for fastest. Fastest time last time by was Joe Chet, faster than everybody on the track. He may actually be backing off just a little bit. I don't know if he's actually saved or not. Let me go up to Joe real fast and see if we can see if he is. Well, I don't think he's saving. I don't hear him shut the car off.
No, you'll save by lifting early or, you know, not being as hard off the corners.
In these cars, do you downshift to third?
You can. I heard Skylar say he was doing it earlier. I don't know if it was helping him or not, though.
I was curious about that as well. If it was actually downshifting or not. It's such a tight corner. The center of the corner is so tight, and that's what made me think that you would.
I would think that it would create a loose car.
Right.
Overly loose.
Yeah. These cars get loose or tight on the long run, but the tires are probably tight.
Well, it really depends how you're driving it. It could go either way. If you're driving it real hard in, it'll get worse going in and you'll push. If you're driving it real hard off, it'll get worse and you'll get loose off. So.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, close racing here.
Oh.
That was close. Oh, 61 in the wall. Caution
16
out.
Going around.
Caution's not out yet. Wow.
Caution's not out yet. He stopped.
That's, okay. Let's be honest, that should have been a caution.
Well, he's out of the racing groove. Unfortunately, he did blow, or you know,
yeah, he will finish.
Do some pretty good damage to the engine there.
So Jeff Smith,
he did just go a lap down.
Will end his night. That's strange caution. I guess where there wasn't really no cars coming would be my guess. I don't know. So Joe Burchett currently still out front. You see the battle for second. That's your closest battle on track. Dylan Bowes and James Handoff all within reach of trying to take over second. For a mistake by the drivers in the race will be anybody's to take. Here comes the 19 once again. Peek to the inside, not going to be able to get there this time, it don't look like. Does get a little bit of a run on exit though.
And I had something similar happen to me earlier this week in that oval league race, and I got spun and caution didn't fly, and I fell way back, lost a lot of ground, and ended up probably costing me a top 3. So.
Wow. The Cup cars are hard to drive around here. So much wheel span if you're not careful or anything, and honestly, these cars right here are not far off from that. So.
You know what? These cars are actually a little looser off than the Cups are.
Wow.
Yeah. There's more downforce on a car. I think that might be what the difference is. Looks like we're 5 to go.
We are 5 to go. Joe Burchett leading the way. Next flag will end it. However, there could be a small issue with pit or fuel mileage. I don't think so. I honestly think if there's an issue with fuel mileage, I think we would see Skylar honestly just give up in spots. Or Joe, we would see him be cutting off or saving, backing up the corners a lot more, and we're not seeing that done yet.
Right.
So, this is the longest run that we've had on this set of tires. Now, we also had the caution laps, too.
Cautions, yeah.
So, that helped a lot. So, I think we actually had about 8 caution laps. Yeah. So, that'll help a lot, especially if they was saving under caution or anything like that. Skylar Allen still out front. Dylan now, who really hasn't put a lot of pressure on the last few laps. Skylar actually been faster than, Dylan actually.
I think Dylan might have burnt his tires up.
It's a possibility. He's feeling a lot of pressure now from the 74. Skylar gets a little loose off turn 2, but he's going to be okay. 3 to go at the line. Oh, there goes the 19. He may have just got
19
moved.
into the wall. Yeah, it was a little harder than I would have liked to have seen, but he definitely did.
Let's see what happened here. He's probably not too happy.
All right.
74.
They're both pretty calm in the
You know what?
game
No, he
set
got
right
loose. Yeah, he did not get touched. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, looks like Dylan that's a weird place to lose it, right in the center.
I think he might have gotten a little help.
That's a possibility. It could have been like a little net code issue or something there too. But the 94 looking to drive into victory lane. He's going to have 2 more laps to go. Coming to the white flag this time. He does have a lap car coming up here soon. That is John Morris. I don't think we'll see Joe actually try to get to him this lap. He may just try to ride.
Definitely a little contact between the 74 and the 19.
I'm sure the 19's probably not too happy. But
well, they seemed actually alright. They were talking about it just a minute ago.
That's a good
White flag.
White flag is in the air for Joe Burchett. He's looking to try to get his second win of
Oh,
the
the
season.
74 almost did it to the Skylar as well.
That wouldn't have been good, would it? And Joe Burchett is looking to the inside of the 43 and will lap John Morris. Joe Burchett driving off turn number 4, and we'll see the checker flag here at New Hampshire, and we'll put win number 2 in the books. Joe Burchett across the start-finish line. Now we'll jump back to the battle of second. Here comes Skylar Allen and James Pandolf.
James kind of let out of it, I believe.
Yeah, he did. And it looks like Skylar Allen will finish his career best finish so far this season in second place. James Pandolf will finish in third. Dylan Vose will finish in fourth, and John Morris your top 5. However, Joe Burchett, the guy to beat here tonight, started first, finished first, and led 96 laps total for this race, and we'll see him do his burnout. It's a big win for Joe, I think. I think he's very happy with that.
Yeah, I wish I could have been there a little longer to put some more pressure on him.
Yeah, he was definitely one of the best ones in the race as well. So as we wait for the 94 to get ready to burn out or celebrate or whatever we'll do, we'll him and Skylar and James, all 3 down here in just a moment. And Joe Burchett going to do a backwards victory lap here tonight. We'll go ahead and pull in
Alan Kulwicki style.
That is true. Hey, Joe, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Man, you pick up the victory here tonight. 96 laps led, and this is an interesting conversation being Kyle Frames in here. We've seen you go out front early on. You took the pole, and talk us through your night.
Well, I would have to say it was probably the funnest race I've had, racing against Kyle there. I want to apologize as well for what happened between us early in the race. Definitely didn't mean to get into you. It seemed like it was just some hard battling.
No hard feelings, man. It was a good race, and I was pulling for you there at the end.
Yeah, now you was fast pretty much all night, man. How tough is this place to drive?
It's a challenge for sure. I mean, as you can ask Kyle the same thing. I mean, we were both fighting for that same piece of real estate. That basically that third groove is where you want to be around here, and if you can hold it all the way around the track with somebody on your tail, they're not getting around. So, I mean, it's definitely a one groove track. Like I said, you know, before the race, it kind of reminds you of like a Martinsville, except you're running the high lane.
How close was you on field there towards the end?
I was about 4 laps to the good.
Okay. All right, man. Anybody want to give a shout out to as you're burning the house down?
I just want to thank Skylar and Nate for putting on the Go Fast League. I want to thank everybody that showed up. Seemed like we put on a decent show for everyone tonight. I want to thank you for doing the broadcast. I want to thank my personal sponsor, Swamp Dust Seasoning. And I want to thank my new awesome team, Overtake Motorsports.
All right, man. Good run. And congratulations. First place, second win of the season. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
Good job, buddy.
Good win, Joe.
Next up, this should be a fun interview. Skylar Allen will bring him in.
This ought to be good.
Hey, Skylar, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you got a beat-up race car, but you got a second place to show for it. Talk us through it.
Oh, the night started rough. I got run into from behind, sitting on the grid. Somebody just apparently thought we were moving before we were, so that started off bad. And then Nate got into me getting in one of the corners. Well, early in the race, before lap 10, I had 8X, so I was trying to gingerly run this car around the track for the remainder of the race because a 4X would have knocked me out with a DQ. So Just biding my time. Got really scared there at the end. Big shout out to Jimmy Pandoff for using the brakes, because had he not done that, he'd have spun me out and my race would have been done.
Man, now we watched you. This is your highest finish of the season, and a second place is, you got to be very happy with that. Been a tough season, but for once you finally make it through and finish second.
Yeah, it's been a tough year. This is my first time on this side of the broadcast being in the top three, so I'm super stoked about that. Just a heck of a run all night, trying to stay out of trouble there from lap 10 on. A couple of grazes with the wall on my own that didn't do myself any favors. Overall, a lot of good racing in the field. When we talked during the race, I had mentioned that this top line here was key, and if you were anywhere but this top line, you know, you were going to get passed and you weren't going to get it back. You had to hold the top line, and you know, and I'd even talked to Dylan and Jimmy and I think even Jeff post-race, and you know, they understand why this is one track where you have to really be super aggressive. You can't there can't really be any give you know, away from that top line. So
man, this is a tough place. We know that for sure. Now we come back here tomorrow for the Xfinity Series. This race going to help you any for that race tomorrow?
Probably not, to be honest, man. The cars have two completely different feels to them. The only thing that you'll be able to take away from tonight and take into tomorrow is how important the top line is, and know that you can't really give up a lot of position on track, because like I said, you could conserve your tires all you want. If you give up a bunch of spots early, you're not going to get them back, because that high line just gets such a run off the corner.
Man, it was fun to watch you tonight. I'm very happy to see you finish well for once, and I didn't jinx you, which is awesome. And that's always a plus. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Absolutely, man. First and foremost, everybody who comes out here each and every week, races these races and makes this all possible. Lazy Dayz Racing, not just our sponsor, but team that I run with, a group of guys who've really helped me improve and you know, do better each week. Center Force TV, of course. Man, tonight was a makeup race, and I'm so glad it was, because that was a hell of a run out here.
That was fun watching, man. Congratulations. Big second place finish for you, and we'll talk to you here tomorrow, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Next up, we'll bring in third place James Pandoff, who finishes not bad at all. Hey, James, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you got to be happy with tonight's run. You had a good-looking car out there. Of course, you got in the wall a couple times there towards the end, but overall, you happy with third place?
Yes, sir. I'm very happy with the way it ended. Shout out to Dylan Bowes. I'm really upset that's the way our battle went. I did not mean to get into him, but I'm glad he finished fourth, so he didn't lose too much. But from 13th qualifying to third place, I'm really excited for that. And thank you to Tim Gallagher for spotting me through the whole 150 laps, 120 laps, excuse me.
Now, you actually started back in 13th, like you mentioned. How tough is it to work up through the traffic here?
It's very tough, especially since it's mainly a one-groove racetrack. You gotta either force them high or low, depending on where they're not comfortable. And Tim was able to help me spot out where they're not comfortable, and I was able to use that to my advantage to get by the drivers.
Man, that was fun to watch. Congratulations, third place. Is there anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, I want to thank Lazy Dayz Racing for giving me the opportunity, and Go Fast Racing League for giving me the chance to race in this series. Hope I don't get in trouble. Or shout out to Dynasty Racing League. Hope to have a good broadcast Tuesday night with you, and hope to have a great race at New Hampshire as well.
Good job, man. We'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow, and I know we'll definitely talk to you Tuesday, so talk to you here soon, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, buddy. All right, Kyle. You was in a broadcast with me for, I ain't going to say most of the race, for the second part of the race. I know for you the race didn't come out exactly how you wanted, but what's your thoughts on the racing overall?
No, overall, I thought it was a really good race. Like I said, it's such a difficult track to pass at, and you have to make something happen. And some of these guys really went out there and made some stuff happen. I was pretty impressed.
I agree. I thought, it's very tough passing. We spoke about a little bit about that earlier. So, yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. It was a great race. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us here tonight. We'll be back tomorrow for the Lazy Days Xfinity Series at New Hampshire. 150 laps tomorrow, so it should be just as fun. Should see some close racing as well. Be sure to tune in 9:55 p.m. Eastern Time. We go live. And, yeah, that'll do it for us here tonight. Thanks for watching. Adam Chapman, Kyle Frame. We'll see y'all later. Have a great night. Kyle, you got anything else you want to say?
Nope. Have a good one. We'll see y'all next week.
Thanks, guys.
And the other three will get a little bit of a jump at the start. Pedro Nelson will not jump